So the mission covers a lot of states. It's Tabasco, part of Veracruz, part of Chiapas, very small part of Oaxaca, and a little bit of Campeche. So like 5 states. So it's right by Guatemala, really, really hot and humid, but so, so beautiful. One of the biggest things that they have there is petroleum. They produce a lot of that. So Pemex is kind of based there. And then cacao, they grow lots of chocolate, so that's really nice. The church, I can't say, I mean, maybe it's young. It's not huge there. There's a temple in Villahermosa, and it's beautiful and glorious, and I loved always walking by it. But there are, I think, 4 stakes in Tabasco, 3 or 4 stakes in Tabasco. I only served in 3 of them. And then in Veracruz, there are 3 in part of that mission. And I only served in Veracruz and Tabasco during my mission. I know in Chiapas there, I think, is 1 stake as well, Palenque, or Zapata. I'm not sure if it belongs to Zapata or Palenque, but and then Ciudad del Carmen has a stake. And then Oaxaca is part of the Acayucan stake in Veracruz. It's growing really fast. I got there right after my mission president got there, and it was kind of just like this switch of what was going on between mission presidents. A lot of changes in the mission, but really, really good changes. I remember my trainer always just saying, like, this is good, what's happening, this is really good. And right now I think it's the #1 baptizing mission in Mexico because of how many things were changed and the different techniques put into it. And really, really inspired. The members there are the most incredible people. They love missionary work. They are so willing to introduce you to their neighbors, to some random person they met on the street, to the woman selling tamales. They want to make sure that everyone gets to know the truth. So that's, I think, a really big reason why the church is growing so fast there. And I think it's really marvelous that it's happening. So people there are Christian. It doesn't matter if they're Catholic or Seventh-day Adventists. There's lots of those rock Christian churches around too. So they are very, very Christian, and they will always share that they know that God is real. And so that's something that was really helpful because you don't really always have to start from ground zero. You do have to make sure that they have a firm understanding of the Book of Mormon and that it's true. Once they understand that it's true, once they've prayed about it, it's all uphill from there. They are really willing to actually listen and to be converted. From the 2 states that I served in, there's a big difference. I was in Tabasco my whole first year of my mission, and I was really scared of any other state because you would hear things about different places. Like Tabascans would say, oh, the people in Veracruz are really, really hard, like they have hard hearts. Not true at all, but it was interesting because in Tabasco they're a lot more open to you at first, but it's a lot harder for them to actually want to change. Because they have the traditions that they've stuck to. They love you right away, but they're not willing to change. But they want you to keep on coming and to keep on teaching, but that was something that was difficult. Whereas when I was in Veracruz, it was a bit harder to get into their hearts at first because they've gone through some really hard times recently. But once they feel the Spirit, it completely changes them, and they are willing to do whatever to have the truth in their life, which was something I thought was really cool. If I could do it again, I wish I had been more bold from the beginning. I was really nervous just talking because of my lack of the language. And I just remember one of my companions was like, Arm Arm Connect, you teach with the Spirit. When you teach or when you speak, you need to speak more often. And I remember I was just like, okay. So like the rest of the day, I was just contacting everyone on the street, and they were all wanting to listen. And I was like, wait, since when does this happen? Because usually if I contacted someone, they're like, because I was so scared, but just wanting to be bold and going forward, and that completely changed my mission. I was ready to talk to anyone on the street, and I think that's when I actually saw the change in myself, willing to actually know that he's going to put the words into your mouth in the moment if you're confident and if you go forward and you know that that's actually going to happen. So my first area was Parrilla. It's about 20 minutes away from Villahermosa. It's a more rural town, and just small but really cool. I love the people there. Then I went to Comolcalco. It has Mayan ruins in it, just a few, but it was really neat. That's where they really grow cacao. And then I went to Deportiva. It was part of Villahermosa, right by the mission offices. And then I got transferred to Veracruz. I served first in Minatitlan, Juarez, and then I got transferred to Centro and Acoyucan. And then my last week in my mission, I got transferred back to Villahermosa to open area in Centro again. So